Welcome to Young Farmer. Today we have an inspiring story of resilience, innovation, and community impact. Our guest is Mimi from Michidek Farms, a true legacy of growth and transformation. The innovative offerings from roasted poultry and barbecue catfish to sustainable manure sales meet both local and international demands, supporting sustainable agriculture and empowering aspiring farmers across Nigeria. Mimi, welcome to Young Farmer. We are so happy to have you on the show with us today. So we're going to jump right into it. Please tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you started your journey in poultry farming.
Hi everyone, my name is Mimi Adimike. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a student, all was a student of botany, pure and applied botany. So my journey in poultry and catfish farming started post-COVID era or during the COVID era, right? So during that period, most people had a lot of things and a lot of time in their hands, so they could easily join us and dedicate that attention, which is what we did. We started off with 50 fingerlings and 10 chicks, all right? So during December period, I displayed that and I noticed that most people had interest in what I was selling, and that's just it. In fact, everything in me just picked up with my mom and my brother, and we went into poultry and catfish farming fully. So now it's 4 years of farming and I'm so happy about that.
Wow, Mimi, your story sounds so inspirational, and also it's such a risk that you took, but you took it on with your family, and it's a brilliant story. So, during the process, starting from COVID all the way now, what were some of the challenges you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Previously, I would say it was biosecurity because, like I said, we started off with 10 broilers and 50 fingerlings, but with time we had the time to invest money in it and progress. So we had to learn few things along the way. We even had to branch into layers farming. And some of those things, as you go, as you take experiences with these things, you get to learn along the line. So initially we had problems or challenges with biosecurity, but now we are facing cost of production, from the cost of feeding to transportation, the fuel, everything has skyrocketed, and I feel like everyone around the world is feeling the inflation. So right now we're having the challenge I am having is with cost of production.
Okay, no, I do hear you, and like we know, like you said, in this economy and things are challenging, but with Thrive and Keep Going, things can get better. So you did mention that you did come to hear about the demands for things. So how do you stay informed about the latest trends and best practices in poultry farming?
Along the way, we got to know that some of these things are very important, such as biosecurity, attention, constant research, connecting with other farmers, right? Like biosecurity, we made it now mandatory that we can't go to the farm without properly cleaning the farm each day. We had to take in measures like control people from getting in and out of the coop, make sure that most things are disinfected, make sure that, do you understand, ventilation, even for the catfish, good water quality control, all of these things are what is taking into place for us to know that, oh, okay, we're trying our best to combat this. Also investing in quality feed, because without this necessary amenities, it will be so difficult for you to reinvest your money and get your money back, right? So most of these things are things that we can't cut the cost, but we can just make sure that we follow it, with wisdom, if I can say.
Absolutely. Some things we just need to know and have the wisdom to apply. And then tell me, Mimi, how many chickens do you actually have now on your farm from the growth that you have experienced since COVID?
Sorry?
How many chickens do you have right now on your farm from the growth that you have experienced since COVID?
So right now we have over 3,000 layers. We have 5,000 catfish. We have 200 broilers presently.
Wow, that extreme growth from saying 15 chickens that you had during COVID to 3,000, it is so commendable, and a big
Mhm.
congratulations to you. So I know
Thank
that
you.
obviously so I know that obviously technology has and can play a big role in farming these days as well. Also speaking on your massive growth to 3,000 chickens that you do have now. So what technologies or innovations have you adopted lately in your poultry farming practices?
Like innovation, I think I'll have to talk about the data because data has helped us in knowing what to do, when to do it, helping us to cut costs. Data, we've made sure that most of our farm processes or whatever we do is data driven, right? And thank God for the world of social media. Now we can connect with other farmers, attend forums, belong to different groups. Those things I've helped compared to because I never knew there was a large group of farmers around, not just Nigeria, around Africa, right? So most of these things, this global marketing has helped my farm in particular. Also, investing in good drinkers, good feeders. That has, in fact, improved, made our work easier. Getting to people that buy manure, you know that oh, your farm doesn't have to smell horribly. You can generate money from even things like this. It has helped research, constant research. Like right now, I'm having the opportunity to write ebooks to educate other young farmers too. So yeah, there are so many things to probably bring into the farm, but as a small backyard farm, these are the measures we've taken so far.
Absolutely wonderful. And then you did also mention that you are starting a program soon where you can teach and help young farmers who are also trying to come into the poultry farming industry because, like you said, sometimes we just need to know through information, wisdom, and gaining knowledge. So, do you believe that there is sufficient availability and accessibility of information and resources to support individuals who are trying to enter the poultry industry?
Well, I believe that there should be systems because the cost of production for food right now is so high. But when it comes to the agricultural sector in Nigeria, they are doing at least about 1.4 percent when it comes to the country GDP. So I believe that systems that should be in place, like landowners, for example, you know that you don't have any use for your land in the next 10 years. Why not invest and make it a farm that you can either lease out to young? Because most people don't have the capital to start farming, but they have the passion there. So I believe programs like this can either encourage a farmer or seminars, hold free seminars. You don't necessarily have to maybe get money from things like this that can depend. Do you understand? We hold free seminars to young because the most important thing is how to get young minds to be interested in agriculture. We are the next generation, right? So having brilliant mind, innovative mind that can take agriculture to the next level, as blessed as Africa is, I believe it should be one of the biggest priorities in each country. So outreach, giving people free maybe feed or amenities, things that encourage young because we all have this quaint thought that agriculture is just for old people. But I believe more and more each day young people are getting interested in agriculture.
Absolutely, and I agree 100%. And you also did speak about the fact that people do have a passion for it, but money does make the world go round. And I think young people are very curious to understand and know if there is a profit, if it is a profitability, a profitable system to go into. So Mimi, is your company profitable? Is there money in poultry farming?
I know so many rich people, right, in poultry farming and consistency you can see for like me for example we've been consistent. It's been paying my bills. It's been as we've been You can even diversify when it comes to poultry business, right? Not just export, not just you can grill them just like we do. We get to roast our own, we get to export them, different uses. So yes, if you know your onion and do your research and have good production, reinvest those money you've made, those profits you've made back into agriculture or poultry business. Of course, there is money in it. There is money in it. If I can encourage anyone with that. So yes.
So we can obviously hear that through information and knowledge, we can make that profits grow. And then, how do you see your organization evolving and thriving in the next 5 years? I know we all have goals and plans. So, what key performance indicators will measure your
Like
success?
in the next 5 years, by God's grace, because I tend to work in His wisdom. By His grace, I pray that we already, because presently we set up about 10 farms for people both home and abroad. So I believe we should take on more projects like this to encourage people too. And I believe in having a vocational school where we can teach people the basics, where partners are around and giving suggestions and making sure that we get to reduce the cost of food production. If Metadata can be part of that, then that would be one of my biggest goals achieved probably in the next 5 years.
Listen, Mimi, I'm so behind that plan and that goal and what you said about it. So I'm hoping when we come back to you in the next 5 years, everything came to fruition for you. And then, what guidance would you offer to aspiring poultry farmers or those who are just starting out in the industry?
I would say that having um, enough capital don't necessarily mean you're going to have a good production if you don't do your research well, right? Like the way I usually tell people, what I usually advise most people is that you should start small, not because you don't have enough capital, but you know you're dealing with livestock. You want to learn about them. You want to know. You want to even ask yourself that are you ready to do this because it requires constant attention, right? So I always advise people start small, um, learn the markets, research, love it. Because most times during your first, second production, you might not make profit because you're starting afresh. You're buying equipment, you're buying new chicks, you're constructing your poultry house. You don't have to give up then. As long as you're realizing your capital, you have to keep going. All right. And very soon as soon, you start smiling to the bank. So please be steadfast, love agriculture, and let it feed you. In the same time, also feed your community.
I can assure that the young farmers out there who are aspiring to go into poultry farming will take that advice and run with it. So, we mentioned how technology has helped and the use of technology has helped. So, let's jump onto social media. How has social media assisted you in your poultry business?
As a millennial, I don't know what I would have done without social media because social media kind of broadened my horizon. I could think far. I feel. Do you understand? I could connect to other young farmers. I could research more, advertise my products, reach out to more people, right? So it has done a whole lot when it comes from digital marketing to connection to outreach to learning more. It's been a wonderful tool, honestly.
I love that you are using social media, especially with the use of connection and how it connects all the different farmers together. So, Mimi, we all know that laughter is the best medicine, and I love asking this question. So, please share any humorous or funny moment that you have experienced in your poultry farming journey, whether it was on the farm or just experiences you faced.
I remember asking my grandma to, God rest her soul, she was 86, to help me advertise for my product in our native language, right? And it was so funny. She did tried her best. So I was feeling inspired. And I was like, yeah, let me, make a video of how we're sharing good times, how we roast our catfish, and I mistakenly pronounced catfish as catfishes. Oh my god! And they almost finished me on social media. Trust Nigerians, trust the world. They are not. At least you could correct someone, but the backlash I received, in fact, I had to mentally correct myself and say, okay, it's just catfish, no more catfishes. So yeah, it was quite funny to us, and we make that and they just like, oh, go get the catfishes. But yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
I hear you, Mimi. Well, I always say when it comes to pronunciation and pronouncing things wrong, English is not my mother's tongue, so it's fine. Thank you so much for
Sure.
thank you so much for sharing that funny moment. Mimi, it was such a lovely pleasure speaking to
Thank
you
you
and
for
just
having
gaining
me.
some insight in your poultry farming adventures and your
Thank you.
journey. We do wish you all the best. Before we end, we love leaving with you giving any advice to the youth who would love to join, any inspiring word or just a motivation that you have out for the young farmers who would love to join the poultry farming industry. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said before, I'll always say you should be steadfast. Always be, what is the word, humble enough to learn from other people. Have a mentor that you always go to their farm, even if you have to train for free. They don't have to pay you for you to know something. Get yourself as humble as you can. Learn the skill, learn the trade, and I believe with time you will become a pro and start thinking so far, so wow. So I believe the sky is just our starting point and the earth is ours. So yeah, um, just stay in it. Love for Metrodike Farms.
Beautiful. I think I'm gonna grab that motivational saying where you said the sky is just our starting point. Absolutely beautiful. Mimi, so before you go, please do tell us how can we connect with you on social media? What are your social media handles, your email address? How can people connect and stay updated with you?
Oh, okay. So, guys, you can get me on social media. I'm active on Instagram and TikTok at Meshadike Farms. And my email is meshadikeenterprises at gmail.com. And I'll be here to answer any and every question you have on poultry farming, catfish farming altogether. Thank you.
Mimi, thank you so much. It was such a
Thank
pleasure
you.
having you on the show, and I know that the viewers out there will gain so much insight, motivation, and planning for their
Yeah.
poultry journey if they want to go in. So, thank you so much, and we are wishing you all the best going forward, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. So, thank you so much. That is all from us with the Young Farmer episode today. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share it with farmers out there who are looking to go into poultry farming or just farming in general. So, I'm your host, Tashlin Lowe, and until the next episode, bye.